Hello everyone. Today's topic is searching for and finding valid and invalid zones. That is, there are a lot of key levels on the market's high time frame. Now here is the high time frame. There are support or OCL zones. But do these zones actually work? Meaning, are they valid or invalid? We will learn how to determine this. High time frame support zone. So this is valid on the high time frame. It seems to be valid. But when price reaches this zone, will this zone work for us or not? We need to determine this. Or is this zone liquidity? Meaning, is it external range liquidity? We need to make sure we determine this before entering a trade. To do this, we need to identify the key level from the high time frame, switch to the low time frame, and check if it's valid or invalid. Alright then. 1 week. If we find a 1 week key level, we switch to the 1 day. Alright, 1 day. After checking the 1 day, we switch to the 4 hour. And after the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and then the 15 minute, and the 5 minute, and the 1 minute. In other words, by making the time frame smaller like this, we will be able to more accurately identify our entry zones and our exit zones as well. Okay. Okay, this is the Euro USD 1 day time frame. And the trend has changed to buy right now. So whether it changed to a buy or a sell, we just don't know for sure. But the market always moves from the inducement, and after taking out the inducement, it moves right toward the external range liquidity. Or else, it moves from the SNR key level straight toward the external range liquidity. And right here, there's an inducement as well. And the Malaysia SNR key level, the UCR zone. The market is currently moving from this zone. And we have our support zone on the daily time frame. Once the market comes to this zone, do we make an entry after getting confirmation or not? Or we need to figure out whether it worked in this zone or if it won't work. Or the market might just leave without even reaching our zone. I mentioned this during the introduction, in the introductory topic. Here is the key level, but the market didn't come down to our support zone. That means without reaching our support zone, the market started moving into a buy. Alright. We need to switch from a high time frame to a lower time frame in order to identify the zones. From the daily, if it's on the daily, we'll switch to the 4 hour and find the zone. Whether this zone worked or not will be visible on the low time frame. Alright, 1 day. Support. It's valid. Alright, now we will switch over to the 4 hour. Okay. Support on the 4 hour, we have yet another support zone here. 4-hour support, a valid zone. Okay, now let's switch from the 4-hour down to the 1-hour. Okay. On the 1-hour OCL, that is the open candle level, valid. Okay. Our zone looks valid on the 1-hour chart as well. Now we switch to the 15-minute. Look, pay attention. This zone has worked. This zone has worked. It's done working. This zone won't work again now. It might look valid on a high time frame, but we need to switch to a low time frame to check. And this zone has worked. Okay, we now have an open candle level. Now we delete this zone, the zone below. And on the 15-minute, OCL is a valid zone. Okay. Is this zone of ours valid or not? We have to check this too. And for this we need to switch from the 15-minute to the 5-minute. Meaning from the 15-minute time frame to the 5-minute time frame. Okay. 5-minute. Support zone on the 5-minute. It's valid. Okay. It looks like it's a valid zone on the 5-minute chart. Now we need to switch over to the 1-minute time frame to take a look at it in order to find out whether this zone has worked out or not. Okay. 1 minute. It's a 1-minute invalid zone. I'm not able to generate speech in that voice. Why is it marked as invalid? The market has already shown a reaction to this zone. Look, it left its shadow and moved out. It's leaving a shadow and moving towards a pie. Many traders don't pay attention to these things at all. That is why it leads to a financial loss. You should always check this. You need to check if these zones are valid or invalid. Alright, now we are going to delete this zone. We don't need this zone. We won't make an entry from this zone. Alright. And we have another zone on the 4-hour time frame. Alright. A support zone on the daily. On the 4-hour, it aligns with the QM. Alright. And we'll switch to the 1-hour. On the 1-hour, as you can see, it's invalid. Invalid. The market is reacting and it is moving. But, however, on the daily time frame, it is valid. On the daily time frame, it appears to be a valid zone. So this is also a manipulation. And if we switch to the 4-hour, it is also visible on the 4-hour time frame that it's an invalid zone, meaning the market is reacting. It shows a reaction and continues to the buy. we will move to the 1 hour. We erase this 1 hour zone, and we have an open candle level, a key level. The 1 hour OCL is a valid zone. Okay, now we move to the 15-minute. In the 15-minute time frame, this is an invalid zone. Invalid. Why is it invalid? The market is reacting, and the market continues to go for a buy. A support zone consists of 2 candles, not of 3 candles. Support, and the next candle is reacting and it is going for a buy, meaning this is an invalid zone. Invalid. Okay, we erase this zone and the open candle level. So now the level changes. One more, you could have taken this at the open candle level too. Open candle level. This one as well. Imbalance. Open candle level. Okay? Now we switch from the 15-minute time frame to the 5-minute time frame. You can see again, this zone of ours is also invalid. That is reaction. The market is reacting and it continues to go for a buy. This zone of ours doesn't work either. Pay attention to these things. Okay, we delete this. And open candle level. Yet another open candle level imbalance. Now, are these zones of ours valid or invalid? We need to check this too, and we switch to a 1-minute time frame. Look, pay attention. This is the open candle level on the 5-minute. Open candle level. This is the open candle level, and a breakout is happening, and the next candle comes and reacts. Look. A reaction. It's giving a tiny reaction. That is, this is also closing with its shadow. This is forming a zone on the 1-minute time frame. And this candle here is showing a little reaction to this candle here. That is, it's taking a reaction and closing with its shadow. If there are zones like this, it's considered high risk for us to enter a trade. But we'll keep it marked anyway. Order block. Order block. Open candle level imbalance. Alright, now if the market reaches our zone, we need to get confirmation to enter a trade. The market has come into our zone, and we need to get confirmation. As you know, our confirmation must only be on the M1 time frame. All right. Liquidity sweep. Breakout. Breakout. Second breakout. An inducement. Third breakout. An inducement. The price has swept the inducement. Now we need to wait for a breakout. Okay. Inducement sweep. And breakout. So now the market has given us confirmation. We can enter the trade. All right. First confirmation. Second confirmation. And third confirmation. First breakout. Second breakout. And left an inducement. And it's sweeping the inducement, and we're getting a breakout. And now the market has given us confirmation to enter the trade. And we have a key level order block. We enter the trade from the order block. Stop loss at valid low. Okay. Take profit. Take profit. External range liquidity. All right, this is our first take profit. And our second take profit is another external range liquidity. As we have seen on the one-day time frame, this was indeed external range liquidity. The first take profit level, and this is the second take profit. It hit the first take profit. Risk reward 9. That is 10-10 risk reward. This 10 risk reward is a very good result. Okay. We will wait for the second take profit, meaning this is a full take profit.